Hello. Hello, everyone. We're waiting for more participants to come in. We've sent a reminder, so let's just wait for more people to join before we can officially start, yeah? Hello. Hello, everyone. In the meantime that we're waiting for others, feel free to grab a cup of tea, your bottle of water, so that we can be very focused in the next 1 hour together. Okay, I see more are coming in. Hello. Oh yeah, and I saw some new faces today. Great to have you here. Also, some my beloved customers as well. Hello. Two more minutes and we will start. Okay, I think we can start right now. So for any of you here that are new, I'm Irene, Customer Success Manager at Rework. And I love to host these sessions, these webinars, because I get to share what's working for our customers, what are the successful use case that we have implemented with our customers, so that you, when joining in this session with us, you get to get more from Rework, and also you can also learn from our real use cases, how to run cleaner business processes. So this series, we will run it monthly. So you can subscribe to our event page so you don't miss any upcoming deep dives. Um, this month is also a very special one for us at Rework because we've shipped some big updates that if you go to our website right now, you'll notice it. Okay, and the upcoming webinars gonna be a lot about our product philosophy, also our new product launches. Okay, so that's all the snippet for now. Let's jump in on today's topic. So on today's topic on managing client payment progress, how to move from we send the invoice and hope for the best to a predictable, a transparent, a repeatable flow from delivery to approval to invoicing and then payment collection. Okay, so now when for the agenda today, I'm gonna walk through, the common use case and practices, and then what are the challenges, and our solution approaches from Rework, and then we gonna show you some live demo that are tied to the real use cases that we've solved with our customers. So let's begin with client payment progress, right? So when I say client payment progress, I mean tracking where a customer's payment is from the moment a deliverable or a milestone is accepted, then an invoice is sent to the moment the cash lands in your bank account, right? But this is just one slice of your end-to-end billing flow. So most of you, I think you already have an accounting tool or a payment gateway. So creating the invoice isn't the problem. The real friction here is everything before the invoice. That's where, time and cash get stuck. So the entire billing process, right? It's gonna be whether the trigger to the bill to the invoice is inconsistent, it's not standardized, and it could be captured different ways every time. And the handoff to your finance team is unclear. And usually the information, they're buried in chats or email threads. And then approval, when it comes to approval, like big amount invoice, then they have to ask for the approval from the manager. But sometimes these multi-level sign-off, it can stall. And finally, like the proof, the paperwork, they are scattered everywhere, like files, notes, change details. So for the finance team to assemble these just for one claim takes so long, right? So now I would like to go deeply into this process, this building flow step by step, show what people usually do, and then call out why it hurts and how we fix it. Okay, so when we start with a trigger. So normally when a job finish or a milestone is met and someone posts in a chat or sends an email that, okay, the job is done, we 40% complete, or we reach this, we send this document, please issue the invoice. The problem is those approvals leave in a message thread. There's no automatic handoff to finance. So the clock on the building doesn't even start until someone notices. Then next, coming to a preparation, the team will open spreadsheet or notes or dig through different photos to figure out what to build. Then there's no single source of truth, or there's no the partial data went missing. And then when it comes to approval, then approval often happens through a quick DM or email. Then these messages will pile up for the manager or for the finance team. And sometimes the person who raises the invoice is also the approver. That means no audit trail and everything will stall if the approver is away. Then come to the invoice, then the finance is then chased to create the invoice because teams aren't automatically notified when it's issued, then more waiting creeps in. Then send sales or account receivable manually email the invoice and set their own reminders. So if the ownership changes or these reminders slip, then the follow-up simply just doesn't happen. Then finally, when it comes to the part of collecting the payment, the team will constantly check their email or chat to see if payment has landed with no shared or real-time status of where it is. Then leadership can't tell where money or stock is stuck or how soon cash will come in. So I believe each of these steps, is common practice, but together they explain why sometimes building for you is very slow and hard to scale. So it might work for 5 to 10 jobs, but once it exceeds like 30 jobs, it will become a mess. So now I want to come to now let's come to the solution. But before coming to that, I want it to be very specific, which ties to real use cases we have solved with our client. So in the company, in different types of business models, there can be many types of billings, like recurring, or one-off, or subscription-based, etc. But for today's session, we'll focus on three key types that most team we have experience with, that they struggle with. And our live demo will also cover these billing types is post-delivery, milestone-based, or progress percentage complete. So let me go through them really quickly, so we can identify what this is about. So first with the post-delivery. So it's common in our clients in manufacturing, in agencies, in consulting, professional training companies. So here, the job is done or the order is fulfilled before an invoice is sent. So what we see, the pain point here is that the completion of the job or of the product is invisible. So without this automatic trigger, when the work is finished, then the finance often doesn't know that it's time to bill. Or sometimes the handoffs are lost. Then the delivery team, they close out the job but forget to pass proof or delivery notes. So then the finance keep waiting and then the cash is tied up somewhere, right? The next one is milestone based. So, for example, you run projects or creative production or even manufacturing, then you have these milestone. So a large project is broken into checkpoints. Then each time at each of the checkpoint, there's some deliverable that is accepted. You send the invoice for that stage. Okay. What will happen here is that sometimes, let's say one of my client, they builds these highly customized cars with the payment term of a 30, 40, 30%, right? So once it's done with production, they're going to charge 30%. Once it's on delivery, they start charge 40%. And then once it's delivered to the client, they charge the rest 30%. But these, because this business, it runs heavily on trust. So customers don't always pay on the agreed dates and sometimes forget which amount to build and when. So it's the payment drift, the memory gaps that's gonna make this schedule of billing very messy. Another type is progress percentage complete. So for this one, I think it's very standard for construction or for refurbishment or contractors. So the invoices, it reflect the certified percentage of work completed. So after, say for construction, right? After joint site measurement, site check, then agreed portion is billed. So sometimes, so what happened is that the claim is uncertain, right? Contractors, they manage different claim types at once. Let's say construction progress claim, maintenance claim, variations claims. So it's easy, very easy to lose track of what's claimable. Then sometimes when actual progress at site lags behind, then the planned claims can't be issued. And then sometimes because they have to ask for certification from the consultants or from the clients, then these late certification or approvals will make the work, completed work can be invoiced on time. Okay, so these are the common use cases that we have seen with some of our clients in different industry. So now let's move from this concept to practice. So in the next part of the session, we'll open up Rework, our demo system, and show exactly how these scenarios are handled in real time. So we will see with post-delivery billing, right? You have finished and completed your job, your product is delivered, or your project is completed, then how the system can automatically trigger an invoice. The moment a job is marked complete and push it straight to the accounts receivable team. Next is the milestone-based billing. Is that how to map each project checkpoint, schedule these reminders, and track the client sign-up so payments never drift or get forgotten. And last but not least is the progress percentage billing, how to record these inside progress, compare it with the claim progress of all the projects. So you'll get to see like live boards and automation that we can see how it becomes these orderly or datable flow. Okay, so let's go into our demo system to see how it looks like with the first use case, post-delivery. I hope my screen. Yep, I hope you can see my screen. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna start with something called a workflow. So let's say for this use case, this client, they offered a consultation. So in here, we have a workflow so that they can track all of the consulting opportunities they have in their pipeline. So we are gonna divide into different stages with inquiry received, design brief, then submit proposal, waiting for client confirmation, then done. So in a workflow like this, you can see, of course, the status of all the opportunities of all the jobs, right? What I'm gonna do here, let's say, for example, once the consulting opportunities, the client has confirmed it on moving it to done, right? Now, let's say this data center, it's in done, and now we need to inform the finance team to invoice them because they have confirmed, right? So what we can do is very simply, we go to this one and we forward it to the invoicing process. So you don't need to go to your WhatsApp or your Viber and text this finance person that, okay, we need an invoice, please do it. But just from here, you can forward this to the invoicing process. Okay. Now, how does it look like on the other end? In this invoicing process, let me reload it. Okay, now you see here, Hannah. Hannah is, in this case, the accounts receivable person. Receive it immediately, and Hannah will have a standard 24 hours to prepare this invoice, right? So what Hannah would do is she'll prepare the invoice, she attach it here, and then reassign it. In this case, we need some approval. So we assign to this person, and this person will approve, either approve or not. If doesn't approve, then can give Hannah a comment to adjust some details in the invoice, or just simply move it to the next stage, reassign it back to the salesperson so that they can send this invoice to the client. Okay. Or another case, let's say, for example, they haven't confirmed yet, but they say, okay, for us to confirm this one, we need to see the price. So we need them even during the proposal stage. So we can still do the same thing. We don't have to wait until it comes to this stage, but we can do it directly from here. So we forward still to the invoicing process. And here, we also receive this new ticket. For this one, also automatically assigned to Hannah. So, right, with the same process, then Hannah would just proceed it across approval, then sending, then collect the payment, and then we confirm, right? So each stage is very clear. The salesperson or the other teams that request for this invoice, they are added as followers. So for any kind of update in this invoicing process workflow, they will receive the notification, they stay updated. Okay, so this is for the first case. The second case is a bit more complex, right? I hope you remember. It's a milestone based. So milestone based, then the invoice, it has to tie in with the milestone. So let's say we're gonna test with this workflow, which has multiple milestones that I see in the manufacturing industry always do it. We have this order management process. So the use case here is on contract signing, they charge 30%. All right, we're gonna just follow the standard 30, 40, 30 in this case here. On contract signing, they charge 30%. On starting with delivery, they charge 40%. And on delivered, they charge the rest 30%. So what we're gonna do, right? We are not gonna just manually forward this every time. It costs a lot of effort. What if people forget to forward? So we have created the automation. Where the automations are, we have this section for automation, right? So I trigger some automation on delivered, on contract signing, on delivery, and on delivered. Very simple. Then back to this. Okay, let's say we're gonna test with one order. So let's say with this 0015. Now it's moving on to contract signing. Then when I just drag the ticket and drop it here, we have agreed on the contract value. Let's say this one is, I'm gonna put it as 10,000. Okay, what it's gonna do next is we're gonna go to the invoicing process. Right, let me reload this one. Okay, so onto the invoicing process, right? Automatically, we just drag and drop the job and it comes here. So when we click into this one, okay, 30% of 10,000 equals 3,000, right? So I've created some automation so that it can auto calculate these numbers, that even the team, they don't have to do it, right? But still, they will be here, added here as follower. They can come here, they can have a double check, but mainly the finance, once it's on contract signing, automatically a job created for them. They go here, they check all the information, the payment amount is this. Then they can move on with prepare the invoice again before sending it to the HOD or to the manager, right? Now let's go back here. Now on contract signing, now on packing. Okay, packing, we don't trigger anything, but on delivery, we need to collect 40%. So 40%, I'm just gonna move it to done for us to see. Now on done, we collect 30% as well. Okay, let's say it's on the same day. Then we go to the invoicing. Okay, then we see two jobs. Okay, and we have one is 50%. Okay, 50%, my mistake. It should be 40% here. So 5,000 and the rest. Okay, so automatically it will calculate these numbers. The finance will check again on the automation. Basically, based on the payment term, you can decide this. So on this side, we can have like some preset payment terms, or we can just input it as you go. But in general, it will automatically create those jobs in the invoicing process, automatic handoff, so that your finance can just move forward with them. Okay, so this is for the second case of milestone based. So as you can see here, we have some milestone in the manufacturing and the production process, right? Okay, so to the last case of progress percentage complete. So this one, it's usually with construction or contractor, you call this the progress claim. So we're gonna have a workflow for the progress claim. So let's see the progress claim workflow. So in this progress claim, right, we incorporate the invoicing process into this progress claim because it happens for the unit is the progress claim. So we want to invoice based on that one. Then what we have done is that we added some prior stage, right? Let's say we log the claim. Then the team will have to do the joint site check with the client or with the consultant. Then they can submit this claim, and then they await for the certification, basically an approval of the amount or the certified amount. Then they prepare the invoice, send the invoice, and then they collect the payment. Okay. Okay, so what can we do here? We can create job manually that is pulled through from the construction workflow. It has the same logic as how we can trigger one job from another workflow to this workflow. But a use case we can also do is that we create the schedule. So once we have a new projects in, you know the start date, the end date, the duration, and how often you do this claim for this project, you can create new schedule, right? So for example, here I create the schedule. This one runs from the 1st of June until the 30th of September, right? So we have these in the workflow. Let's say I'm just going to test with one job. The thing here is, if we have all of these claims in this workflow, it might be unable for you, you might be unable to see like this overview of the progress of the claim progress of this project, right? And also comparing to the actual site progress. Let's say this month our goal is to claim 50% of this project. However, the site progress is so far only 30%. Then we need to see this number somewhere so that we can push the site team to finish on time and on progress. So let's say, for example, I'm going to start with, for example, this one, right? Clubhouse surrounding at Aluna Villas. On dragging to this one, okay, I'm going to tie it to a project. Okay, let me just do it first. And I need to tie it. Let's say it belongs to project B. Okay. The claim amount, oh, sorry. The claim amount for this one is 2,500. Okay, so what does it do here? In here, of course, you can track the progress. You can track the entire process of this progress claim. However, we pull this one to something called a data set. Okay, we pull this through a data set where it links to our project database, and it has the claim amount here. Very simple, just two data like this for you to imagine. Then what it does is, so this one, it belongs to project B. Then when we come to our job database, meaning all of our projects, then we can see, okay, this project B, with the total amount we have input earlier, 80,000. Now we receive one claim for it like this. The work progress by the site team, they update, this one is 30%, right? Then, okay, then in this one view, you can see, okay, the claim progress. So with this total amount contract, at this progress of work, then what is the claimable amount? So 24,000, but so far we have only claimed 2,500. That means we haven't caught up with the claim progress, right? So we need to do something. We need to chase after them for the money we deserve. So, okay, very simply in this two data set only, when it links together, you can see, okay, you have one screen showing all of the claims tying to different projects. And then another screen, you see all of the projects on all the jobs and all the claims that tie to it. And you can see like the progress. You can compare whether it's on progress or it's behind progress. Okay, so this is so this is a very quick demo of the three use case that we have done. Right, so let's rewind a bit. First, we have We have the post-delivery, or some people will call it in arrears. Is that once you're done with the product, once you've done with the project, you charge them like it's a one-off. Okay, it will pull through to this invoicing process. The second use case is milestone based. So we decide at which checkpoint we would trigger an invoice. You can also add on like the payment terms, or the payment terms, what checkpoint, right? And the last one is the progressive claim. So the progress claim, we can create the schedule, or in this workflow itself, we can also trigger some automation so that it can recreate every month. Lastly, it pull through to this database that links together and show you some, let's say very quickly, some dashboard like this on the progress of all the projects. Okay, I think that's all for the live demo part right now. So yeah, a very quick demo of what we've done, what we have solved with some of our clients. Now, I think it's time for some questions if you have any. Yeah, you can leave questions in the box chat. I'm gonna just take a very quick sip of water. Hello. Where can we access this page from Rework dashboard? Oh, if it's the screen I'm sharing right now, it's the workflow. So on, I hope you can see, yeah. So workflows is one of our applications, and you can access it from this lab sidebar. We're having many in this demo right now, but you can type workflow and it should show for you workflow. So in workflow, right? Yeah, so it gives you this overview, this streamlined view of all the steps in your process. Then we can see this one. In also different views that we can access from this one, the page is we can have like the table view, where it allows you to do a lot of filters. So let's say very quickly, you want to filter by assignee, for example. We want to search for all the jobs by Eugene. Then we can quickly filter this. Or if you're asking on the dashboard on this one, then it's in another application called datasets. So in dataset, it's like a database where you can store all of your data and it can be linked. Oh yeah, I forgot this part is that it automatically create here because we create this automation so that for every job or for every invoice that is created in the workflow, right? In this workflow, it will create a data record here in dataset. So we can link between different apps. And then in here, so in here, we see this one. We have this dashboard of all the claims. But if you're talking about this one, then it's also in dataset. So it make use of these data that we already have in dataset and create these kind of dashboard. I hope it answered your question, Karunisha. All good, thank you. Okay, I think we're gonna have another 3 minutes for questions or if you have any sharing regarding your usage of Rework for these kind of workflows or any troubles that you're facing in implementing these right now. We're gonna quickly help you answer it here. Oh, I saw some latecomers. Anyways, we will send you the recording after the session. So if you have any question afterward, you know where to find me, right? So the event page is there, our website is there at rework.com. You can go and have a look. And if you have you want to have this consultancy session with our consultants, feel free to. So I think that's the end for our webinar today. Very lovely to have meet all of you today. And I wish you a good day ahead and we'll see you around. Oh, before you go, we do have some question for you. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.